Hey YouTube, well today it's just spring. I'm going to do a little segment on Grafting. Emails on this, so I decided to basically show you how I graft some of my trees. A lot of people have different kind of methods. I'm going to show the method that works for me. First of all, I don't use any engrafting knife. I use just engrafting tool. If you look at it, it basically has a blade in the center and snips at the end. And these blades, there's different kind of blades that comes with this tool for different kind of cuts that you might want. And basically this makes the cuts, it gives a precise cut. And I'm going to explain to you how this works. And I've been using this tool now for a while. I've tried an engrafted knife, and I find my success rate is like sometimes like 80%. When I use this, it's almost 90%. 90% of the times when I use this tool, the engraft will actually take off. Whereas sometimes you engraft something, you got to watch to see if it actually sets properly. The other thing you're going to need is this standard electrical tape. You could get this at your home hardware store, Walmart, and alcohol. So the first thing I do before I even start to engraft, I spray this down with this normal rubbing alcohol. This is just normal rubbing alcohol, and then I just actually just wipe the blades down just to make sure that I don't have any diseases or anything that might jump from the blade from different cuts. So I just make sure that the tool is basically clean, and this is true even when you're using an engrafting. So first thing I do, there's many trees that I've already started here. I'm going to show you. There's this actual limb. You can see I've already set the tape on there. And if you go here, there's another one. If you look closely, you can actually see that there is two different wood on here. Here's a cyan that I started about last year, and then you can see it's already taken off. On this particular tree, the beauty about using this tool, I could actually set like 10 different variety of apple trees on here on an older tree. And on this particular tree, I basically set a lot of apple trees. I've gone to my friend's house. If I see an apple variety that I like, I would actually get some cyan on that. So what you normally do, it's around February. You want to get your cyan cuts in February when it's in the dormant stage. For the sake of this video, I'm going to show you how the tool works, but not normally. I will have my cyan cuts in about February. I'll leave them outside. You can leave them on the floor of the tree if it's pretty well, cold climate. If not, you can take the cuts and put it in your fridge in a plastic bag. So if you look at this tree before I start my cuts, you can see this is another engraft stalk. It's already taken off. It's actually starting to blossom this year. You can see that. Here's another one that I start. Here's the masking tape. Okay. And here's another one that has already taken off. So on this particular apple tree, it's a Macintosh. There's 10 varieties on here that I've already engrafted on here. So I'm going to show you how the method works. Like I said, first of all, you're going to need your masking tape. I'm going to come down to this Red Delicious apple tree. Come on with me. Now, for the sake of the video, I'm just going to take a cutting from the Red Delicious apple tree. Like I said, you got to use fresh cyan, but I want to show you how this actual method works. It's very simple. Okay, so let's say this was, let's say that this actual limb was back in February. Like I said, you got to get it when the tree is in its dormant stage. I'm just doing a clipping just for the sake of showing you how this tool works. The tool has two ends to it, as you can see. Okay, so what you would normally do is pick the cyan that you want. You want to pick one that has a bud to it that's shooting off. But I'm going to show you, just to practice on this wood, how this tool works. The tool works in two ways. If you flip it down, it makes it a totally different cut. I'm going to show it to you. You flip it down, right? It makes a cut like that. You can see that, right? It makes almost like a V cut inside, like going this way. And if you flip it the other way, right? I'm gonna cut this off and show you what it does. You see that? It makes another VN, but it's actually shooting out. So you get two precise cuts. And I'm going to show you how this actually works on the tree and what I do. So here's the actual cut that I just made. I mean, even though it's in spring, and I normally would get the wood, like I said, in February, you can still engraft around now. I mean, general rule is you want to catch it basically in early spring. It is early spring, so you can technically still engraft now. Only thing that I do, I actually get the actual scion a little bit earlier, but you know, you can still use it now. I've tried it in early spring where I didn't have the wood on the ground, and you know, it works just fine. Okay, so I'm going to show you how this actually works. So let's, I'm going to take this cut here, right? So here's the actual where I want to do the join. I'll just clean that up a little bit. Okay. Okay, and then what I'll do, I'll take the tool. I know the end that I have is a V going out, so I need it the other way around. I got to make an actual cut so it sits right in, and I'm going to show you how ridiculously simple this is. Okay. Just got to make sure it lines up properly. So I'm just doing that right now. Has to be lined up. I want to get it exactly in the center, right? Okay, so could you see that right there? See that cut? Here's the other end that I just did. This just actually just sits right in there like that. Do you see that? Nope, right? It actually stays in. That's an actual secure cut. And then what I actually do is take the actual electrical tape. You can use wax if you want. I find electrical tape is just fine. It's very cheap, and I'll just take it and wrap it all the way around, just like that. Simple. It's not hard. You know, anyone could do it, whether you're a novice or a professional, right? By using this tool, you know, anyone could, you know, you could play around with it in different stock. And so this is the method that I use for apple trees, pear trees, plum trees, you know, and I find that I have a 90% success rate. Like I said, I could show you over here what's in grafting that I just did last year. There's one here with the masking tape. This is just last year. And look at the growth on this, guys. Let's see if I can take this off. Let's take a look at this guy. So this is a last year cut. Look at that. You can see, if you come closer, and this is a good example, you can actually see the V that I did in here. You see the V cut? It goes here and goes around. And you can see where the other wood just joined. And you can see how well this graft took. It actually takes off right all the way up to the top. It's just 1 year of growth. And like I said, this particular tree has 8 varieties on there using the same method. I've been doing it for a while. You can actually get this tool at any Lee Valley. If you're in Canada,